right. Hell yeah, true. All right, we are live on YouTube. So, go there, you know? Go there, please. And I pray to God this doesn't break out on me. Does my school sell merch? No, it's not merch. It's just like apparel, I guess. Which I guess is merch, so. New SCOTUS nomination. Yeah, Trump apparently recommended a new Supreme Court justice nomination. So, is this very quiet? Seems like it's a little quiet. It was just a tad quiet. All right. I should probably put like filters on my mic settings so you don't hear all my mouth noise. Supreme Court justice, like the Supreme Court. You not know the Supreme Court? Kind of muffled. Muffled, you say? Right. Am I less muffled? I want to Google this lady. Trump Supreme. Oh, I'm in all caps. Trump Supreme Court nominee. I'm slower on TikTok than on YouTube. Yeah, my Wi-Fi has that shit. Pick likely to be Amy Coney Barrett. Let's Google it. All right, let's read this bitch. Hello, Google Chrome. Window capture. Where's the window capture? I'm trying to capture window. No, not Desmos. What the hell? This one. Okay. I know. I deleted that video of me being condescending because I felt bad. Oh, they're stupid. Born in 1972, American attorney and jurist, serving as the United States Circuit Judge of the United States Court of Appeals of 7th Circuit. Bear is the first and only woman to occupy an Indiana seat in the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, described as an originalist, textualist. Okay, so a textualist is someone who like looks like is relatively by they claim to be bipartisan. God, I forget which justice is another textualist, but they're like, if it doesn't say it in the Constitution, then no. Like, we're not giving room for interpretation. It's just like, if the Constitution doesn't say yes, then no. Second Amendment. I'm just interesting. Federalist Society. Let's see. I want to know what she stands for. Oh, she lives in South Bend, Indiana. Isn't that where Pete Buttigieg is? She adopted 2 children from Haiti. The younger biological child has special needs. Bear is a practicing Roman Catholic. Okay. So that's always a little bit of a yikes, you know? Because especially when it comes to you know, like gay rights and whatnot. However, okay, so she believes she doesn't Baer considers herself an originalist. She's a constitutional scholar with expertise in statutory interpretation. At a 2013 event reflecting on the 40th anniversary of Roe v. Wade, she described the decision in Notre Dame's magazine's paraphrase as, quote, creating through a judicial fiat a framework of abortion on demand. She also remarked that it was, quote, very unlikely, quote, the court would overturn the core of Roe v. Wade. The fundamental element that the woman has the right to choose abortion will probably stand. That's good. The controversy right now is about funding. It's a question of whether abortions will be publicly or privately funded. That doesn't really say much about stuff. Oh yeah, fascist stuff. Hey, stop making fun of me. Would Trump elect a new justice if Biden wins? Would be pick. What? The reason Trump is so eager right now, beyond just grasping at power to appoint a new justice, is because this justice will essentially be like a running mate, you know? It would essentially claim, like, it's like having like Kamala Harris. Like, it's not Biden running, it's Biden and Kamala. It's not Trump running for re-election, it's Trump and Amy Coney Barrett, right? So that's why this is so significant for him, because it would be a chance for him to have some sort of credibility. She's very, very Catholic. Feinstein followers bear responsibility. The dogma lives lightly within you, and that was a concern. Conservative began selling mugs with Bear's photo of Feinstein. It is never appropriate for a judge to impose that judge's personal convictions, whether they arise from faith or anywhere else, on the law. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin asked Barrett whether she was an Orthodox Catholic and criticized her prior use of the term, saying it unfairly maligns Catholics who do not hold certain positions about abortion or the death penalty. According to Barrett, that article addressed a very narrow question of how a constituent objector to the death penalty with a trial judge would proceed if the law required that judge be enter. Okay. Thoughts on her? No. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Yo, what's up, everyone on TikTok? I'm reading about Amy Coney Barrett, who Trump is considering appointing to the Supreme Court. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, right? So Trump, in a desperate grasp for power, knowing that he has control of the Senate, is going to attempt to put a new person, a new justice in her place. And then, and that person right now is most likely to be Amy Coney Barrett, who considers herself a, what's it called? A textualist, which means she's very just, whatever the Constitution says, she'll do. Much like Scalia, who I disagree with almost every turn. This is not good news because she won't be fighting for progressive reforms at all. It's like 10 steps back from Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's a devout Orthodox Catholic. She says, where did she say? Where did she say that? Whatever. Anyways, not great. Not great. Yeah. No, it's not good. And it's also not good because it shows Trump not being totally radically right. This is very good for, like, let's say the white suburb vote. They can easily get behind this. They can easily get behind her. This is not great. This is super not good. God damn it. We don't need someone who's in the middle right now, because if you're in the middle, you will always go to the right. Especially if you're religious to that extent that she claims to be. No. What else is going on? I want to talk to people. You know? I want to, like, have conversations. You can't really do that with you can't do that on here. Yeah, and judges serve for life. That's why it's scary. There's no term. A judge will serve for life. I was talking about the new Supreme Court, the potential Supreme Court nomination of, what's her name? Amy Conan. God damn it, I forget her name. I'm so tired. Amy Coney Barrett. Guys, what do you want to do? You can't get fired if you're on the Supreme Court. You can't get impeached. It's for life, baby. Till you retire. Play Minecraft? I can't log into my Minecraft, guys. Yeah, there should be term limits on Supreme Court justices. The Supreme Court is a branch of government that has an incredible amount of control. It's very hard to check the Supreme Court. Do your homework on live. I don't really have any more homework. I don't have homework. It's wild. Whoa. 30 days. I could not believe my before and after picture. Okay.
It's a really weird thing that.
Well, actually, do we want to watch this video? Yeah, the president and the Senate votes for the Supreme Court justices. It is undemocratic, Jack. It is. It is undemocratic in the sense that in the sense that, like, you can just stack it however you want, and then the people don't have a voice, and they have an incredible amount of power. Guys, see a video that strikes your interest? You look extremely sad. I'm just tired. I am sad too. Damn, yo. How the hell did you know? I am. Oh man, what's happening? Let's go to Twitter and see what's happening real quick. Wait, yeah, no, judges can't get voted out. Yeah, I'm good. Do I really look that bad? Holy shit. I was tired. Oh my god. Um. Yikes. Police go where crime go. We watched that already. Premiere. I love America. I love America too much to stay silent. Oh, this isn't out yet? Damn. That seems fun. The market will set you free. I'm not going to cry. We're going to watch this one.
Pizza or salad?
Oh, no way. You were on. That's so funny. I love that.
Which one do you think?
Oh, my God.
Take a close look at this. Jonathan Haidt, the noted New York University psychologist.
Everyone on TikTok, jump over to YouTube. It's in my bio. I'm going to go off streaming. I'm going to go off stream. I'm going to end the stream. Holy shit. I'm so tired. I'm watching this one Prager U video that I'm going to sleep, okay? Send me good vibes to the screen. I appreciate y'all. Oh, man. Damn, I got 94% more viewers than the average host. Blessed. I'm too tired to debate incels.
Just calls it the most important graph in the world.
What is this graph? GP per capita years. Is this like when we invented like laissez-faire capitalism? It's like this. It was around this time where all the revolutions happened and monarchism and feudalism went out and capitalism came in. So yeah, of course this graph exists.
Why does he say that? Because he knows this graph reveals a simple, inescapable fact. There is no substitute for free market capitalism.
What? How does this graph do that? I hated that I missed your Michael debate. I have a bunch of videos that I'm going to post. That I want to post. Hold up. The monetary value of final goods and services, that is, those that are bought by the final user product of a country in a given period of time. Gross domestic product. Accounts all the outputs generated within the borders of a country. GDP. Yeah, this graph does not say that free market capitalism is the only thing that works. It just means that feudalism and like monarchies didn't work. It does not just GDP growth. Oh my God. This shit didn't exist back. Like, what?
As a promoter of human prosperity.
GDP does not equal prosperity.
Let it be noted that Haidt is no one's idea of a conservative. But
Wait.
Let it be noted that Haidt is no one's idea of a conservative. But when hard evidence stares him in the face...
I want to see, who is this guy again? Jonathan Haidt. Let's Google him real quick. Jonathan Haidt. Do I actually look that sad? It's just I'm tired, guys. God, wow. American social psychologist, professor of ethical leadership in New York University, Stern. His thesis was, is it wrong to eat dogs? Oh, wait, you guys can't see my screen.
Feels a simple...
Hold up. Whoops, sorry. I want to see what his... Um. Help the Democratic Party win more elections, and argues that each of the major political groups, conservatives, progressives, and libertarians, have values, insights that are truth, and good policy emerges from the contest of ideas. Oh, okay, it's political centrist, so that's always towards the right. Okay, yeah, so he's just like a centrist who believes in like the free market of thought will solve all the problems, right? That's what those guys believe in. I'm fine, like emotionally, right now.
Inescapable fact. There is no substitute for free market capitalism as a promoter of human prosperity. Let it be noted that Haidt
I'm just going to watch this video and then I'm actually going to listen to you guys and play music or go to bed.
is no one's idea of a conservative. But when hard evidence stares
He technically is a conservative,
him in the face,
just like being a centrist.
he's not going to look away.
The same way like Democrats are conservative
The
for the most part.
graph is based on the research conducted by the late British economist Angus Maddison. The numbers along the x-axis are years.
Yes, thank you.
2,000 of them.
Oh, great. I love how he has to dumb it down for his audience.
The number on the y-axis are dollars. All of them, divided by the
I
number
forgot I made a video about burnout prevention. You're right.
of people on the planet. It's what's called GDP per capita, which is the world's economic output divided by its population. GDP is considered the best measurement of a country's standard of living.
Is it really? Is it really? How to measure a country? I don't think GDP alone. 'Cause you can have a country making a shit ton of money, but like also like I don't know, killing half their citizens. Of living is GDP per capita. This is the nation's gross domestic product. Output of goods and services produced in a year, everyone within the country's borders. Okay. According to thebalance.com, this says it's generally accepted, but here are the flaws in GDP per capita as a measure of standard of living. GDP per capita does not count unpaid work. Unpaid works includes critical activities like in-home child or elder care, volunteer activities, and housework. Many activities that are included in GDP couldn't occur if they weren't these support activities. Holy shit. Okay, makes sense. GDP per capita doesn't effectively measure pollution, safety, and health. That's what I figured. Finally, the GDP per capita measurement assumes that production and its rewards are divided equally among everyone. Thank you. And an average ignores income inequality and can report a high standard of living for a country where only a few people at the top enjoy the wealth. Exactly. GDP per capita measures the ability for the top 1% of people because just dividing it by
And in this
dividing it by its population in theory distributes the wealth. In theory, everyone's GDP would be $8,000. But in practice, it's not divided evenly amongst its population. It's just honestly not. It's divided horribly, and that's why we have income inequality.
GDP
And it doesn't measure like a country's like success or happiness because it doesn't factor in the things like its health, its pollution, etc. You can pollute everything. You can destroy like every fucking forest and have a huge GDP per capita. Yeah, exactly, because workers are being exploited. This is a
is
lie.
considered the best measurement of a country's
So
standard of living. And in
the central argument of this video is already a lie.
this case, the world's standard of living. Often when I show this graph to students, I get this comment: that's not capitalism. It's just the impact of the Industrial Revolution.
No, it is capitalism, and the Industrial Revolution was a result and then a factor into the explosion of capitalism and international capitalism.
So I show them another chart by the Madison Project. This one breaks the GDP
Like, I'm not denying that capitalism made the GDP go up, but I'm not saying that's raising everyone's standard of living. Exactly.
hockey stick into regions.
What? GDP per capita in 1999 dollars. Yeah, no shit. When we had slavery, the GDP went up. Duh. When we had slavery, when we started exploiting free labor, the GDP blew the fuck up. And then as we started to industrialize more, obviously it went higher. When we started removing around this time, what was this? There's the Depression over here, and then it shot up after the Depression. But also when we began like cutting regulations on companies.
Of hockey sticks. But note that they don't rise at the same time. The United States surged first. Why?
Slavery.
Well, in a very fortuitous coincidence, the year 1776 witnessed both the signing of our Declaration of Independence and the publication of a book called The Wealth of Nations by the Scottish economist and philosopher Adam Smith.
What, dude? Adam Smith did not make the GDP grow up single-handedly. He just let people do slavery.
In his book, Smith explained how to create a modern free market capitalist economy and the benefits of doing so. America's wise founders took Smith's principles to heart, and within a mere 100 years, the blink of an eye historically, capitalism turned the United States from 13 backwoods colonies into the world's largest economy.
Dude, the United States, so when like kings and like monarchs would allow people to travel to the United States, the people in the South tended to be going for business ventures because they saw land, they saw resources, natural resources that they could use to make money. So they did. They went there. People in the North, in New England, they tended to travel due to religious persecution in Europe. But everywhere else in the South and in Canada, it was 100% for exploitation of the natives through slavery, the land, and then labor through people, through Africans.
And it's held that position ever since.
It wasn't when we decided to. The reason we signed, so we were, okay. If there was a map of GDP per capita in dollars for the United Kingdom, it would be here. It would start going up like around here. And then when it got to here, it would probably slow down a little bit until it figured itself out again, because that's when America decided to take control of its own product and make money off of it. Well, I don't know what he's trying to say.
Since Western Europe shot up as well, but later. It rose steadily during the Industrial Revolution and then experienced a sharp rise after World War II when, between the end of the war and the...
And wasn't it like all because of relatively very socialist ideas? As in, not socialist in the sense of like what we define socialism as, but in like welfare-ish like concepts through the what was it? How we just like gave money to rebuild Europe, because if we didn't, then the communists would. And if the communists were allowed to build Europe, then Europe would become communist. So we just gave them a shit ton of money to help them rebuild, and literally flew planes over and dropped food. Like we would fly planes and drop food onto like war-torn towns in Europe because we wanted them to succeed under capitalism, not under communism. And at the same time, as we were doing that, we were like fighting communism directly to try to dismantle it. So I'm confused how this is free markets. It was jumpstart. It was a bailout essentially from America to start the free markets that America needed to have.
In the mid-1960s, it fully embraced the free market. Japan too shot up after World War II, surpassing Western Europe for the first time.
I'm not sure about Japan.
After the U.S.
I don't know much about it.
helped
Yeah.
the Japanese transition to a democracy and a free market
Well, I'm pretty sure it was reparations for bombing the fuck out of them.
capitalist economy. Eastern Europe took off.
We weren't like, oh, we'll help you. Oh
after
yeah,
it was
so it's gonna like show how, like the more quote communist ones, with under communist influences. Why do I keep going to the beginning? What the hell? Aren't blowing up.
from strict socialism. Europe took off after it was released from the Soviet Union and
Yeah,
socialism in
yeah,
1991.
Of course.
China did likewise after the
course,
Chinese moved away from strict socialism and implemented some limited free market
I'm
policies.
very interested in this graph and where it came from.
One can only imagine where China would be now if its leaders had fully unleashed the forces of the free market.
Probably still exploiting their workers. Right? Or outsourcing it to America. We would be the huge, like, I don't know.
Yes, during this
Not
period,
a great place. We wouldn't have a planet, honestly. We would not have a planet. Like, we would be getting, like, Chinese companies outsourced to us.
of economic expansion, the wealthy got wealthier.
Yes.
That always happens when new wealth is created.
Yes.
But the middle class and the poor also greatly benefited.
Oh, God. Oh, God. How? How did they greatly benefit?
Here's another telling chart. This one is from the World Bank. In 1820, 94% of people lived in extreme poverty. Thanks to capitalism, by 2015, that number declined.
No, dude. Thanks to regulations.
2015,
And
that
also,
number
there's no way
declined
this
to
is correct.
9.6%. Single digits
Also, what's the definition of extreme poverty? What's their definition of extreme
for the first
poverty?
time in human history.
What's their definition of extreme poverty?
Now, it's still too many.
I'm sure with inflation, some of these people would not be considered in extreme poverty.
Now, it's still too many. But if we're going to reduce the number even more,
He's about to say that capitalism and unregulated free markets will pull people out of poverty. Watch. He's about to lie to all of you.
we need to understand what caused the decline.
He's
Free
gonna say
market
regulation.
capitalism.
Uh,
If we combine the Angus Madison hockey stick
No, it didn't. It wasn't free market capitalism. If it was free market capitalism, we'd still have slaves. Nothing he's saying. It's regulations, unions, raising the minimum wage, which we haven't been doing for a very long time.
going to reduce the number even more, we need to understand what caused the decline. Free market capital.
Like, I don't think he understands how capitalism needs the hierarchy to work, or else it just won't. Like, what I think what he means, he thinks this is ridiculous. He thinks capitalism is good because every other country was worse off. Like, just because you got everyone in your class to fail and you got 45% doesn't mean you're a good student. Exactly. This graph, I think he means like, oh, if you're over here, you're not in extreme poverty because, well, look, you have a refrigerator, right? Like, I feel like that's the type of argument he's trying to make. Because I don't, or like if you're in here, like, well, you have welfare, so I guess you're not in extreme poverty. Like, is extreme poverty just like dead ass not having a home to right now?
lived in. If we combine the Angus Madison hockey stick chart and the World Bank data on extreme poverty, what we get is something quite amazing. Unprecedented global prosperity.
Nope. For who? Like, because the reason, I should have just stopped the video when I defined how GDP per capita is not a valid way to measure like a country's, I guess, success or their prosperity, because it leaves out everything we already talked about. I should have just started there and disregarded everything else he says in the video, because all of this per capita GDP, using that and claiming that makes life better is just incorrect, to the sense that it can, if it's done correctly, through like social democratic policies like Bernie Sanders was proposing. But it doesn't. It's not, and you can't have the definition of free market capitalism to the true extent that I guess a libertarian or an ANCAP dumbass would believe in is you wouldn't have any regulations. If you didn't have regulations, you still have slavery. And slavery itself was full abolishment. It wasn't reformative at all. The abolishment of slavery was what it is, abolishment. You had people back then who were like, oh, well, I mean, it's not that, like, maybe we shouldn't free the slaves, but, like, feed them a little better and they'll be fine. Or maybe we should build them nicer houses. Like, that would be, like, reformative. That would be, like, putting regulations on, like, the slave owners. Abolishing slavery is not reformative. That's why Karl Marx was like, hell yeah, you do that. That's why Abraham Lincoln has that quote that people don't really like to talk about that much, because it proves that he was very left-leaning. The quote, I don't remember off the top of my head. It's like, you can't have capital without labor. Labor precedes capital. So for that, labor is infinitely more valuable than any capital. Something like that. Something along those lines. So nothing in this graph holds any weight because his initial definition is wrong. World per capita growth versus poverty decline. Sure. Also, like, regulations and, like, I don't know what he's trying to say. He's just trying to, like, capture the dumb audience members that watch this and be like, look, this line go down when this line go up. There must be reason. It must be because this line go up that this line go down. It has nothing to do with that. It's not. Sure, you can build people houses for, like, a lot cheaper, exploiting them, but also we're not doing that. Sure, everyone can have, like, a fridge, but there's people dying overseas to build those damn fridges.
An unprecedented decline in poverty across the globe over the past 200 years.
And what's more frustrating is that they see that and they're like, okay, good. Why would we ever try to make it better? Like, sure, capitalism fucking exploited everyone, but why can't we just, like, accept that capitalism got us this far and then move on and find better alternatives, give people more freedom, pull more people out of poverty?
That's capitalism in a nutshell.
No, it's not.
One more chart. Johan Norberg,
No, it's not.
a Swedish economic historian, shows us how well ordinary people do when they work in a free market economy. Since 1990,
What's an ordinary person? Because in our free market society, there's a group of people that tend to have much less success in finding the, quote, freedoms of the free market. I mean, they're pretty ordinary to me. I don't know what conservative might consider them.
hunger, poverty, illiteracy, and child mortality have all declined significantly with the decline of socialism.
Wait, no, literacy was declining a lot faster under the Soviet Union. Child mortality was... Hold up. Wait, shit, where's this graph? For at least... I swear I'm not a tanky, but in the Soviet Union... sure, I mean, hunger and poverty. Also, like, 14 nations were trying to attack and dismantle communism. But child mortality was significantly lower than any other capitalist country. The illiteracy rate was significantly lower than any other capitalist country at the time. Poverty and hunger is a direct result of, A, a very young economy, B, fighting a war, C, like fighting more wars after that. But also you can't just disregard the fact that the Soviet Union came from nothing and instantly became a global superpower. I swear I'm not a tanky. I just have to. Sorry. I also did like the in a nutshell animation. But this graph is lying to you. Sure, in 1990. Only like, oh my god. But off the bat, illiteracy and child mortality rates were much lower under communism.
This all
in the
happened
Soviet
while we
Union.
added 2 billion more people to the world. Far more people, far less poverty, better health outcomes, fewer babies dying.
This is such like a this is such like a smooth brain argument to say that more people but less people in poverty. So like it's, oh man, why do I keep going back to the damn beginning of this video?
Far less
baby
poverty,
dying,
better
so-
health outcomes, fewer babies dying.
Yeah, you just had better health care. Like, better health care is not not a direct result of capitalism. The communism in Cuba and the Soviet Union had great fucking health care. Like, hands down. The best healthcare systems currently, and when I say best, I mean in quality and equity, are in the Scandinavian countries that have free healthcare. That's undisputable. And those pull people out of poverty because you're not wasting like your check to pay for food on healthcare. Hold up, where are my Medicare for All running notes? Like, Medicare for All will pull people greatly out of debt and save the country over time money and save the individuals money. So it will increase your GDP. Wow. There are 45,000 preventable deaths a year because of the lack of because of private insurance and the free market. These are all direct results of the free market. 45 preventable deaths a year. The fact that if you can't afford insurance, you have a 40% higher death rate than anyone who's privately insured. One person dies every 12 minutes because they can't afford healthcare. And if you are already unhealthy, you have a 222% higher chance of dying because you don't have healthcare. This comes from Harvard. And when it comes to cost, the average annual family premium is around $20,576, which your employer covers 71%. Hopefully you're employed. I know that might be hard during a pandemic. So you pay like 6,000 of that. 6,000. On average, covered workers contribute 30% to the premium for their family coverage, which is a lot of money, 30%. An employer paying more would decrease their salary. And the government already provides, already basically pays your employer through tax subsidies to give you insurance. It makes no sense how you can say better health outcomes are under capitalism when there are 45,000 people dying, a person dying every 12 minutes because of capitalism, because they can't afford healthcare. Sorry, I'll put the stats on the screen. Hello. Oh, I know why. I know why. Sorry about that. I don't have my mic. Hold up 1 second. Because on my monitor, I don't have a... Hold up, guys. I'm going to fix it. I just forgot to add a preset. I'm going to copy this. Going to go mark. Paste. Okay. Sorry about that. I did. Anyways, I was saying I don't agree. This just cuts down. What did I miss? This shows how over time your employer has been making you pay more for health insurance while they get away with paying less. Percentage increase wise, obviously they pay more, but yours is getting raised more over time. If you don't have a job, you're fucked though. So, anyways, that's capitalism in a nutshell.
That's what economic freedom, capitalism can do. President John Kennedy, a Democrat, said it best. While making his case for significant tax cuts in 1963, he said a rising tide lifts all boats. Kennedy didn't believe that the poor only get richer when the rich get poorer. He believed everyone could get richer with economic growth. History has shown that he was right. This whole capitalism versus socialism debate is backwards. It's not those who advocate for free market capitalism who need to justify their actions.
No, it is. You guys are exploiting people.
Rather, it's those advocating for socialism or any form of it who have a lot of explaining to do. I'm Andy Puzder for Prager.
The best part is that all we do is explain, but they refuse to listen because once we do explain Marxist ideologies, they get very triggered because they're right. Prager U merchandise, unisex, back the blue mask. Yikes. Let's read the comments and then I'll peace out. You can vote your way into socialism, but you end up shooting your way out. No, you probably have to shoot your way into socialism if you want to do it, like, legitimately. The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings. The inherent virtue of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries. Winston Churchill. Yikes. Yikes. The truth will set you free. Sure. Socialism only brought me poverty and war. Who do you think wanted those wars? Wanted those wars. Holy fuck. You probably were experiencing wars due to, I don't know, like coups and whatnot. Damn, people are stupid. Not from the divided states of America. Yeah, basically. Everything in this video is correct. I'm taking an economics class at a pretty liberal university, and the professor acknowledged that capital is the best tool to combating human suffering and poverty. No, I'm not even going to bother commenting. I did bother commenting. Unlike those imposers we have today. I love these people just like putting quotes. Capitalism is the greatest thing to happen to mankind. 1820, everyone was poor until capitalism kicked down the door. This is so cringy. In a capitalist and socialist country is sent to the nearest concentration camp. It's so funny that people think that free markets equals free speech. If you get banned from all banks with the free market, you can build your own bank. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, man. Damn, these damn quotes. These are so cringy. Fuck you, Allie. Huh. under socialism, having full belly in place to live depends on whether people some benevolence. Under capitalism, full belly in a place to live depends on. Yikes. Your money is my money because I don't know, it just is. Wow. People are brain dead. People are genuinely brain dead. Oh my god, I got so many of these classically Abby, Ben Shapiro's sister. Da, 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 da. All right. Before I start watching another Prager U video, I'm gonna stop because I will be sucked into this. I have an issue. I wish you guys the best. You should also get sleep. Everyone gets sleep all around. Sleep for everyone. All right, Allie. Don't gotta rub it in. Damn. Good luck, everyone. I need to fix my microphone settings. I don't like that you can hear me breathing. What if I'm like over here? What if I talk like here and you guys hear me like this? Is this nice? I don't like they can hear me like exhale. I think this is better. I'm like over here. Yeah, this is probably better. I'll pay you for every hour you nap. I'm so bad at napping. I hate naps. They scare me. Naps genuinely scare me. Adrian, maybe you should stop streaming so you can cry and nap in peace. I don't cry. Actually, I don't cry that much. I almost cried like last week. I just remembered my mom made a really good apple cake that I want to go eat. So, just gonna read some chat. God, I hate capitalists. Capitalists are just, oh man, ridiculous. He thinks capitalism is good because every other country, yeah. When you don't have to pay people for making everything and working for, that means you preserve more money. What? People like teach history? No, we're trying not to anymore. You guys just telling me I look sad. Okay, I'm all caught up. Wait, are any of y'all theater nerds? I'm a theater nerd. Why do people in the working class support it? Why do people in the working class support capitalism? Is that the question? I mean, the reason is just like, this is such a cringy term, but like brainwashing, essentially. Like you're told, it's the reason, like, the same reason you're not, it's like, it's taboo to know how much like your coworker makes is the same reason people are like complicit in capitalism, because they're sold the American dream, and they're like, oh, and they're told that if they work hard enough they'll make it, and if they work above and beyond their coworker they'll make it, and then they can get to the top. It's a super easy, because it's super populist. Populism is a very strong tool, and it was a very strong tool for the Nazis, and it's also a very strong tool for the socialists, because you need you need the population to agree with you, right? If you want to be widely accepted, you can't just start like doing Nazi shit without people thinking that it's, if people like don't agree with it, right? So it's, and we're seeing that happen with America, with like the dehumanization of immigrants at the border, so then we can continue doing mass hysterectomies without significant pushback, because well, you know, we're doing it for their sake. Like it's wild. But the main reason we have a significant amount of a horrible, actually, the main reason we don't have any class consciousness or real class consciousness in America, two. One, conservatives, and conservatives will blame minorities for economic disasters or poor economic situations. Very similar to what the Nazis did in Germany, except they did it through class collaboration, which is interesting. In Germany, class collaboration is essentially when the Hitler was like being like anti, what do you call it, like anti like corporations, anti business, because that's a good, like, it's easy to say, yeah, corporations are exploitative by nature, but what he went on to say was being like, we need to work with some corporations to get rid of the bad corporations, and those bad corporations were always Jewish. So that's how he came to power, and like through populism. Forgot what I was talking about. Holy shit, I'm just ranting. Oh yeah, no class consciousness because conservatives blame minorities. That's how the Southern Switch happened, that's what the Southern strategy is essentially. And then we did it again with Mexicans are coming to steal your jobs, whatever. And then the reason liberals, like more like neolibs, don't necessarily realize their exploitation is because they believe that this is just, and they're like, oh, the human nature thing. They believe in free markets because they've known nothing else. So they don't see an issue with fixing it. They'll fight for maybe more progressive things because they don't like when people are being oppressed, but they won't do anything to solve the actual system that's oppressing people. They just want like small things. It's the same, like, for example, climate change. The way like a Democrat or a neolib would deal with climate change if they get to the point of acknowledging its existence is by being like a carbon tax or whatever, like taxing the corporations, making them pay more money for killing the planet. A socialist or an anarchist would be like, hell no, this is exploitation of the planet. I don't care, that business cannot be allowed to exist because they're exploiting their like, that's like the difference. And it's the same, like I said this before, like the slavery things, like, oh, we should just feed the slaves a little better, or maybe we shouldn't, or maybe we should, like, if you're using slave labor, you should have to pay like higher taxes or whatever. And the radical Marxist union gang was like, hell no, you just can't have slavery. Like, that's the issue. The issue is a system of slavery. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to capitalism, that was also just reform. But it was relatively very radical. Yeah, socialism for the elites. No, he's a fascist. Sleeps on the concrete. Wait, what's the link? What link? You guys are like the only ones on the live streams. I don't like, what do you mean? How long have I been streaming for? An hour? Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm just gonna rename this so, because I'm gonna need to start editing videos and making them like real and whatnot. Title. Let's title it. New scope, new potential. Essentials. SCOTUS nom. Where's the big bars? Prager U. Prager U lies about capitalism. Nice. What's my TikTok? Oh, your guys' TikTok. Let's go comment on my most recent video if you want to find each other's TikToks. So I want to follow you guys back on TikTok. I feel so weird that I don't follow you. All right. I'm tired. I'm going to cry. So peace out. I'm gonna end the screen. End the stream. Bye, guys. No. I actually want to talk about that. So I've always wanted to steal a stop sign. Because I'm a libertarian. No, I'm kidding. I want to steal a stop sign. But my mom said no. Because obviously before I commit crimes, I need to ask for permission. And she's like, no, you shouldn't steal a stop sign. I'm like, Mom. And like, there's no way to steal a stop sign without my parents knowing I stole a stop sign, because like, I can't hide that shit. So I decided to not steal a stop sign. And then for my birthday, my parents found one and gave it to me, because my dad has a friend who works like in the local government. Yeah, my mom said I couldn't, so a cop just drove by my house. Maybe they're looking for the stop sign. All right, peace out, guys.